the mom and dad are considering homeschooling. They've been working with the children, and they're not on the same page. The children see them arguing, and then everyone's angry with everybody. There's frustration everywhere, and they're just looking for advice. How do we handle this? How do we move forward?
Number one, it's best if the parents do not argue in front of the children, that you want to be a united front in front of the children, because they will play you off one another, and that's not healthy.
And the other thing is, go to the things that you agree on, because even if there's disagreement, there's certain things that you agree on, which is hopefully you both agree that you want your children to be mature, or even basic things. And start with there, and as Kendra was saying, have those discussions, but try to build common ground from the basic things that you agree with, rather than skipping and just building common ground from all kinds of, or not common ground, but to build on things that, building on the differences, which will not give you progress. The goal of the father and the mother is typically what they both think is best for the child, even if in the midst of that they don't agree as to what's best for the child. It's still starting out and saying, no, we're both trying to figure out what's best for the child, and giving a willingness to hear the other side, to hear what the husband's saying, to hear what the wife's saying, and to also understand that some of the things that they might be saying, say you have somebody that likes a really heavily regimented schedule. Well, that's because that's the schedule they're comfortable in. That's what they like. That's what they see as being good. And so being in that kind of schedule, the mother might think that's not necessary at all. But at the other hand, the child is likely to have some of its father's characteristics right. too. And so trying to realize that that both have to have a say in it.
Thank you. This really goes along with what you were just saying. This example, the husband's formerly in the Army, and he thinks structure is key. And if you're not getting something from the book, it's a waste of time. You need to do it over again. The wife, she's a little more gray. She's more flexible, and they're disagreeing on what the standard school day should look like. How does she handle that?
Ultimately, the husband is the head of the home, and the responsibility lies with him. So even if we may think that our husbands aren't doing the right thing, after praying about it, after talking to them humbly, it's not our... In the end, the buck stops with the dad. And we do what we can and work together in the ways that we can, but God blesses when the wife submits to the husband.
You can also propose a compromise. These particular subjects, we're going to do it in this structured way. These other subjects, we're going to do it in a more, less structured way. So figure out which subjects are most important and do those in a structured way.
And also it's try to get it reset to say, what are the goals? And if you can get reset on goals, then at some point in time you can also say, doing some of this, like Joshua was saying, where you say, okay, in this subject we're going to do it this way, and the rest of them will do it the more regimented way. If they see more progress being made in the less regimented way, if both sides are saying we want what's best for the child, then, and they both have agreed on the goals, then they can start to evaluate saying, is this moving us towards the goals or not? And, hey, my parents very much didn't want us to homeschool, but now they see how my children are versus their other grandchildren, and now they're a lot more pro-homeschool. And this is just that same concept on a narrower level, as if it's something that will work, you should see it by its fruit, and you should be able to measure the fruit, in which case it will shift. So a big part of it is patience.